Thank you, everybody. We'll begin with a minute of silence. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Healing Circle Talks, and very privileged and feel special to be here with all of you, sharing wonderful, inspiring stories, and also hosting this space, holding this space for all of us. Before we begin, would love to read the guidelines of Healing Circle Talks. Healing circles are safe havens. They are built on a foundation of kindness and respect. We all agreed to listen to each other with compassion and curiosity. We honor each other's unique ways of healing and don't presume to advise or fix or try to save each other. We trust each one of us has guidance we need within us, and we rely on the power of silence to access it. Thank you so much for joining in today's circle. And I would love to introduce the speaker, Chef Gurvinder Kaur. She's a stage 4 colon cancer patient and a warrior. She highlights the importance of proper treatment and mental health to battle cancer. Many doctors said that she had only a couple of months in her hand, but she didn't stop and let the negativity take control of her life. She is grateful to her God and family for giving her the strength, positivity, and courage to fight cancer. Welcome, Gurvinder. Very glad to again connect with you and share this platform with you. Would love to hear your journey, how it started. And I've always seen your social media post, your writings, and your child with your child as well. So very interesting in hearing about what brings a lot of positivity, a lot of courage. That in spite of having stage 4, you are shining bright. So yeah, thank you. Yes, I've just requested you to unmute.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you're audible. I'll unmute you again.
Yes, I guess there's some issue. Is it better now?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank you and your wonderful team for doing an amazing work, inspiring a lot of warriors like me. And it's a privilege to be on your platform, sharing my journey, my story. It is, yes, as you mentioned everything about me, I'm a 35-year-old female who used to be a health freak. Taking care of my health was my prime thing because, as you mentioned, I'm a chef, so I take care of the nutrition part in my family, and I used to make sure that we take balanced diet and everything along with the exercise and stuff. But unfortunately, I am being diagnosed with this deadly disease, which people say it's deadly, but I say that it's like a challenge. It comes to only those people who have the courage to deal with it. And all of you, all the people who are listening to me, they are warriors. They have been surviving it and going through the hell of a time, but coming out such strong way. And I've been watching your stories and everything. So my story starts, my journey starts, first of all, as you already mentioned, my brief, I'm an international social activist and recently got a national award for the work I do. Am I audible? Dimple, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah,
clearly. Thank
that's
you.
fine. Yeah. So, yeah, and I'm an international social activist, as I mentioned, and I'm an India director for an UK-based NGO. So our prime target is to make people aware about taboo topics, like people who usually people are not comfortable talking about various things, especially if we talk about female problems, not problems, illnesses, I can say, like menstrual hygiene, mental health. These are such kind of a topic which are very close to my heart because I have faced a lot of things in my life. Especially if we talk about mental health, usually people say that maybe the person is sick and he's gone completely mad, and people try to avoid you in the social gatherings, and people are completely being a little racist. I would say that they don't take you seriously. They don't want to talk to you. So that's quite disheartening to see a reaction of people in the society, that to be a well-renowned people in the society. So my journey started in last year Diwali. Near Diwali, my health all of a sudden it started dropping. I run a brand called Nikki Officials, and I was quite busy in working up and down, going to the markets, and it's a women leisure wear brand. So I usually go to the markets, buy stuff, and going to the vendors, getting stuff, and getting them couriered, and a lot of other things, market work I used to do. And somewhere I feel that was the time I completely ignored my health. And I had a major weight loss of 10 to 12 kgs in I guess 2 or 2.5 months. So that was the biggest alarm for me that something is wrong with my body. But unfortunately, I was not having any serious symptoms of colon cancer. Uh, then I used to have bleeding from my rectum. It started in near Diwali only, and I went to the doctor. I told him that there is some problem in my stomach. Also, all of a sudden, I'm feeling a little bloating and stiffness in my stomach and in the lower part of my stomach. There's something is wrong. But unfortunately, it was the COVID time. Doctor didn't examine me properly, and he gave me anti-acid medicines and all those just a normal syrups and stuff. And he said it could be piles, and he gave me medicine for the piles. And he said there are 30 to 40% females who are suffering from piles, and it is a curable disease, and within a couple of months you're gonna be fine. So I was taking all that medicine for about 4 to 5 months, but unfortunately the bleeding wasn't stopping. It was just going heavy and heavy and heavy. That my blood count it dropped to 7 grams. So I had a major weight loss. The blood was dropping. Then it was the biggest alarm for me that no, I have to take it seriously. I put a hold on my business and I came to Amritsar. And luckily, I met a female surgeon who was ready to examine me thoroughly. So while she examined me, even she said the same thing that it is piles. And she gave me the medicine for another 2 months, and I carried on with the medicine. He got me all the blood tests. In my case, I would say it was the disease wasn't coming up, right? I was having all the tests done, all the treatment done, everything I was following, whatever the doctor was saying. But unfortunately, nobody diagnosed that it could be that bad that it is cancer. But then we had a family wedding at home, and as everybody knows, that Indian female are quite good in keeping a fake smile on the face and roaming around in the weddings and stuff. So it's the same thing I did, being a good sister-in-law, and I managed to keep a fake smile and ignoring my health and just roaming around. But on the day of the wedding, I almost collapsed. I fainted, and then I said, no, I mean, I can't take this to this level. And whatever medicine I'm taking, there is something wrong. I mean, if the medicine is not working, I have to change the protocol. I have to have a word with the doctor. So I called my doctor that something is wrong. I mean, the medicine is not working. And she straight away, she said, let's get the colonoscopy done. And she had a thought in mind that it could be polyps. That's what she told me after the colonoscopy. So while doing the colonoscopy, the screen was right in front of me, and it was a shock. My life completely went upside down. A day before, I was dancing in the wedding, and the next day, I was lying down on the hospital bed and checking the tumor right in front of me, who was blood lush. It was just with the while doing the treatment, there was a lot of blood loss even then at that time, and I was feeling very weak because of all the tests and all the treatment, whatever was going on. So when the doctor says, let's take the biopsy, that time it clicked in my mind, it is tumor for sure. So then they took the biopsy also. Whosoever got this, gone through this process, everybody knows it's a very painful process. So it was unbearable because I was having a lot of pain at that time in my stomach. So they took the biopsy, then they got the result. Then we came to know it is stage 4. But still, my family was not ready to agree on the test which happened in Amritsar. They said, let's go to Delhi and we'll get it done from the Rajiv Gandhi. So first of all, it was emotionally, if I say, it was a very tough thing for me because I have a daughter who's just 7 years old. And then I have my family to take care. Then I have to tell them that this bad news I only have to deliver. So at that time, it was it was quite confusing for me. What should I tell them? Whether should I tell them the truth that this is what I'm going through and things. Then I straight away tell them that this is what doctor said, and they took me to Rajiv Gandhi in Delhi. I've been unfortunate, I would say, because there are a lot of people who are getting treatment from Rajiv Gandhi are getting recovered from there. I'm nowhere in my conversation, in my journey, I am mentioning that any of the treatment or any of the doctor whosoever told me they are not good enough to do the treatment or anything like that. This I want to mention here specifically because it goes patient to patient, right? Maybe I had a bad experience and there are a lot of other fellow warriors who are getting a treatment from there and getting recovered. So that's why I'm mentioning it here that I had a very bad experience when I went there for the counseling and the stuff. And that time the doctor told me to leave the room and they wanted to have a word with my parents. But I told them I have a full right to know whatever is happening with my body. At the end, it's only me who's going through the treatment. So I have to know what is happening with me. Then the doctor told me, okay, if you want to listen, you can stay here. So you don't have much time. That's what the word came out of his mouth. I will not mention the name anywhere. He said, you don't have much time. Even if you go through the chemotherapy and stuff, you might in a couple of months will do this surgery and thing, and you might have a bag for the rest of your life, the urinary and the stool bag. And when he said that I have a couple of months and they're not sure about the treatment, whether it's going to help me out coming out of this thing, you know. Obviously, it was a new experience for me. At that time, there wasn't any support system in the hospital. Nobody explained me what is the process. So that is somewhere I feel that Zenonco.com and the whole team, they have been very supportive. They are coming forward. They have been telling the patient which channel to go, where to go, how to get the treatment done. Even they are advising people to go through Ayurveda and the other treatments, and in fact, yoga. I have seen a lot of people who are coming forward and giving the like explaining how the exercise helps them, especially yoga and the other pranayam and whatever they do. So it is quite encouraging, I would say, for a cancer patient who is going through a tough kind of treatment. But somehow at that time, thing came in my mind that no, this is not worth it. If I have a couple of months, then I would rather stay at home with my daughter rather than lying down on a deathbed in the hospital in the hands of nurses and don't know how they're going to treat me. And I was scared, to be honest. And there wasn't anybody who was counseling me that no, this is a process and this is how the chemo is going to work on your body. And eventually, there will be a benefit of the treatment. So that's how I said, no, I don't want to get the treatment done. And I straight away left the hospital, came back to home, convinced my family that no, I'm not going through the treatment. Anyhow, whatever you're saying, I'm not going to agree to that. Then it obviously it was quite tough to tell the family and convince them that I'm not doing any cancer treatment. Then they start searching for alternative treatments and they try to convince me that if you're not going to the hospital, then there are a lot of alternative treatments available in India. And we can certainly opt for those, especially if we talk about Ayurveda, homeopathy, and there is some Tibetan doctor in McLeodganj who give proper medicine and stuff. So I said, okay, if you want, I can go through that channel. As soon as I'm there with my family, with my daughter, I'm okay with it. You can do whatever treatment you want to do. Then we went to Cancer Healers. I got the treatment from them. The treatment is quite expensive. If anybody has been there, they might know it. Didn't work on my body. For a couple of weeks, it was okay. And after that, I started having bloating, pain. Because of the PET scan, ultrasound, MRI, all these treatments, all these tests, especially, they made my health worse within a couple of weeks. I have shared my picture on social media. I've been sharing my journey on social media about my mental health, about my chemotherapies, about whatever I'm going through right now. And if you see the picture there, there's a huge difference that within a week, what cancer can do to your body, to your face, to yourself, to your mental health, especially if I say. Then they convinced me. I went there. The treatment didn't work. Then we went to McLeodganj. I took that medicine for 3 months. Initially, it worked it did wonders because I was having a lot of constipation. It started only after these tests, and when I diagnosed, then only it started. Eventually, I never had any particular symptoms other than this bleeding from the rectum. So that is always considered as piles. If I go to any of the doctor firstly they're going to say piles. Nobody would ever think that I might have a cancer. Being a 35-year-old fit female, I never had a thought in my mind that I could ever have a cancer and I should go for colonoscopy. Because none of the doctor, nobody told me. If they would have told me initially, like near Diwali when I've been to the doctors in Delhi, if they would have told me initially, maybe it wasn't the stage 4, it might be stage, any other stage. Because my cancer, this thing metastasis, it was very aggressive. If I talk about the test, the CA, CEA, and the other tests, it went on to peak within couple of months. Like it was on 3131, I guess, when I got it diagnosed, and within couple of months, within 3 months, it went to 10,435. So which was quite high. And I went to all the treatment, McLeodgan's treatment, which I said it is Tibetan medicine a person gives. Initially, it worked. Ultimately, I had a full blockage in my stomach. Then somebody said that there is a doctor in Shimla, not a doctor, a vet in Shimla who do some late kind of a thing and it burns the cancer from inside. Like I want to mention it here, being an educated person also, when it comes to you, you always opt for such options which keep you and your family safe. Like I was only greedy. I would say that I wanted to be with my daughter. That was the only reason I never wanted to go to any of the hospital because in none of the doctor or nurses or anybody who nobody counseled me properly. That was the reason I was just going through all stupid places and getting the trying to get healed, but it's not gonna happen like that, right? But there was a lot of people there. You start believing when you see results. That is what I would say. Like if I talk about McLeodgan's doctor, there were big lines of 100 people in the morning. People used to stand there 3 o'clock in the morning, and they used to wait for their turn for about 1 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So after seeing that, and after seeing result and stories from people who were having stage 4 cancer, they got completely healed. Then it made me believe that maybe this was the right channel, and I should give it a try. But unfortunately, it didn't work on my body, and I went on complete blockage of my stomach. Uh, for about 15 days, I couldn't even eat anything. I had a severe nausea. Whatever I was eating, it was coming out just in the same form. Like there was zero digestion. I wasn't able to pass the stool, and then started fainting because of the unconsciousness and discomfort in my stomach. I was having extreme pain that anybody who would see me in pain, that it was unbearable. It was quite tough for my caregivers, my family, to see me having that pain, which I couldn't even describe in words right now. Anybody who is suffering from pain, that only those people can understand what that pain is. The pain was always there in my stomach, in lower stomach. Then, as I said, in July, I was in the deathbed completely. Doctor said any of the organ might stop working any moment, and I should be taken to any other hospital, like any of the big hospitals in Ludhiana or Jalandhar or anywhere else. I live in Amritsar, so there is not. There are hospitals, but they were not agree to take me to register me under their supervision because they were not sure what kind of a treatment they should give me. So they suggested me to take me to the DMC, and that might help. So my family completely rushed, and they took me to DMC, and there we went to see the doctor and the nurses and everybody. But unfortunately, that day we couldn't meet the doctor as nobody was the specialist, which was I was supposed to meet. He wasn't there. Then we went to World Cancer Care Center in Jalandhar. I would like to mention that they are doing a commendable job. They know which kind of a problem you have and which doctor you should be seen and which hospital you should go. So that really helped me. The way the doctor counseled me there in the World Healthcare Center, it is in Jalandhar, and they explained me the whole process, like how I am going through this treatment, what chemotherapy is gonna do, and which kind of a treatment I should opt. And since any of the treatment is not helping me, so they mentioned that some of the doctors, these Ayurveda and some other alternative treatments which I was taking, they use steroids in their medicine, natural steroids, which give you a very good results for a couple of weeks or months, and after that, obviously there is no result, and it has a lot of side effects on your body. This is what happened with me. Again, I'm saying there are a lot of people who are getting healed from there. So I have been unfortunate that I never got any good results from that particular doctor. So this is how it happened. Then in July, somewhere in July end, when doctor said that there's no hope that that I'll recover from this thing, and I started fainting every then and now. Even like I'm talking to you right now, while talking also I used to faint. Then I had a very strong belief in the Varsa, which is Golden Temple. You might know about this place. It's a Sikh temple in Amritsar. I had a very strong belief in that. And then my family did a part there. They got it booked, and uh, that's how I feel that God blessed me with the second life. He blessed me completely. And my daughter used to sit there holding hands, saying, God, please make my mom better. I don't want to see her in pain. So all those things gave me a lot of strength to come out of that particular shell where I was completely dropping. I was losing hope at that time. And I would like to mention it here that during that time, during that 4 5 months, I completely isolated myself, which was the biggest mistake I did. That's what I believe. The biggest strength you have is your family and friends. Once you share your journey with them, once you have a word with them, their blessings, their prayers, I mean, it works like wonders to me. I have a very big platform on social media. I have a lot of people who follow me, and I have a group of 80,000 female who have been blessing me, doing prayers for me, and I've been so fortunate that I got the blessing from all the religions. There were people who were doing namaz for me, they were doing puja for me during Navratras, they were doing part for me, and they're going to the church doing prayer, candle prayers for me. So I've been such fortunate person, I would say, that God has blessed me with such wonderful people who helped me coming out of that particular phase when I was completely giving up. So then, as doctor told us, suggested us to go to DMC Ludhiana, and then I met with the doctor, Dr. Devinder, who's doing my treatment. That doctor, I would say, actually made me understand what cancer is, because nobody told me like how it's gonna. Obviously, he was being very straightforward, saying that I'm not gonna do any wonders to you. That if you think that I have any wand, who I'm gonna just pull it up and just gonna put it around you, and you'll be cancer free. Nothing is gonna happen. But the way he explained me, like what cancer is, how the body is gonna affect on chemotherapy, what other options are there, what targeted therapy is available, and what kind of drugs are available, which people are having a very good results. So that gave me a strength that yes, I should give it a try. And he convinced me completely to go through chemotherapy, which I was denying from the day one. That whatever will happen, I'm not going to go through the chemotherapy, because I guess people around me, especially your relatives and everybody, they made you so scared with their own perceptions about the treatment that uh, there's going to be a lot of pain in your body, and people there are whosoever is getting the chemotherapy, they don't have a much survival rate. People die after that, and chemotherapy has a lot of adverse side effects, and even if it goes, the relapse is going to be very quick if you go through chemotherapy. So this kind of things I have been hearing from everybody coming to my house, and which made me even make my decision more firm that no, I don't want to go through chemotherapy. But the doctor, he explained me, and then I agreed to it. In August, I started with a chemotherapy along with some boosters, some targeted drugs.
Yeah, sorry, somebody just unmuted themselves. That's okay. Yeah.
So as I was mentioning, I started my chemotherapy in August. Oxaliplatin is the drug which being used in my chemotherapy, and the Bevitas is the targeted drug which doctor suggested me to go through along with the same treatment. I would like to mention that these are not just the regular drugs. Obviously, the chemotherapy is quite expensive, although I have the health insurance and stuff, but these things, these additional drugs are not covered in that. So my family is bearing all the expenses, which is around nearly 90,000 to 1 lakh a therapy, which is quite high, and getting all the treatment done. Luckily, I have smashed 6 circles of chemotherapy, and there are a lot of people who've been asking me why I never lost my hair. So I've been fortunate that the drugs which are being used in my chemotherapy are not targeting my hair follicles. And along with that, I'm taking a proper nourishment, proper diet, proper supplements, which is helping me to get a nice skin, because everybody say you don't look like a cancer patient, and I always tell them that how do you describe a cancer patient? Somebody who's depressed, somebody who don't know how to smile? No, we are not like that. Cancer patients are the most strongest people on this planet, who know that whatever comes in front of them, they have to smash it. So it is very important to understand to keep a beautiful smile on your face whenever you wake up in the morning. Keep telling yourself, you are beautiful, you are wise, you are enough. You don't need any validation. You don't need anyone to say that to you, that you're sick. No, you're not sick. It's all about believing it. And acceptance is the biggest key, I would say. In my case, I wasn't accepting it for a couple of months. That was the reason I was struggling with my mental health and stuff. Chemotherapy, of course, it has a lot of adverse side effects. My hands are black. My feet are completely black. They're very sour. I have extreme body, even if I would say a bone breaking or nerve breaking or whatever you say, that kind of a pain in my body most of the time. But still, the chemotherapy did wonders to me, because within 6 circles, I have recently got my PET scan done, and with the grace of God, with the grace of my family prayers and my loved ones, whoever is doing prayer for me, I have recovered 80%, which is a miracle. That's what doctor said, that I haven't seen any patient who has recovered so fast. So he said it is all because of the blessings you're getting and your strong, firm belief on God, that God has blessed me. I always keep on telling myself I'm not doing anything. Even my doctors said they are not doing anything. Whatever is happening with me, I am blessed with God, and He's keeping a hand on my head, and that's the reason I'm keeping myself up and keep myself going. Along with that, the strength which Dimple has said, that from where am I getting this strength? That strength I'm getting from my 7-year-old daughter, who will keep telling me that, Mama, God came in my dream and He told me to become a pretend mom for you till the time you're sick. And she's the one who's been taking care of me, even if I have a little pain and I'm lying down on the bed, and she's just roaming around getting my glass of water with some cookies and my medicine. The mom, quickly take your medicine. So these small things, small gestures, like the day first time she cooked the chapati for me, that was a very, very touching moment for me, that a 7-year-old is doing so much effort unknowingly. She don't know what mom is going through. She don't know. She only knows that mama is sick and she's gonna be all right. Since I've got my reports, positive reports that everything is fine, I'm healing. I am just 2 circle left with and that's gonna complete the circle, the treatment, 8 circle treatment which doctor has prescribed. And she's very happy, and she's keep on pushing me that, Mama, start going, go to work. Why are you sitting home? I don't want to see you sick anymore. So that is where I'm getting all the strength from my family, from my daughter, and lovely people like you on social media who are sending me messages from all over the globe. uh, I am sharing my journey on Instagram. especially if I say the mental health is very important to be actually we should talk about. Nobody wants to talk about the mental health. Being a social person, being a public figure, it is our responsibility that if we have a platform, if people listen to us, then why don't we use it wisely? Why do we have to keep only smiley pictures and all beautifully gaudy pictures on social media? I've been sharing my journey where I'm not looking even good, right? I lost a lot of weight and was very sick. I was having blemishes on my face gone black. I could barely stand. I was that weak. I shared all those pictures on social media. And the kind of strength, the kind of blessing I've got from people, I can't describe that in words. Because that, then even if you receive just one message from somebody who you don't even know, that you have given a ray of hope to them, I think it is a blessing. And I'm just trying to get maximum blessings from social media. That is the right platform, the right mode of inspiration if we use it wisely. And that's all from me, Dimple. That's all I have to say about my journey. If anything else anybody wants to ask, I'm ready to answer that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gurvinder. When you were speaking, felt like continuously listening to you क्योंकि बहुत ही ज़्यादा inspiring, बहुत ही ज़्यादा courageous है that you're going through the journey. You have tried almost everything what is available out there. You have explored everything, and amazing. I'm not sure how exactly you did it all by yourself, but it's commendable because stage 4, that to colorectal cancer, it's not easy. It's just not easy finding your own choices, finding your own options, what is available out there, what's gonna work, what might not work, and you cannot take risk always. And it's not like we have unlimited time to explore and do experiments. So keeping that also in mind, still you were doing it, and here we are listening to you. So it's very, very inspiring. And thank you so much for doing what you do and for giving hope to thousands of others patients who are going through this journey, because even Nitesh had stage 4 colon cancer, and I could relate a lot when you were talking about the piles and rectal bleeding, and how it can be colorectal cancer can be misdiagnosed as piles and then later getting diagnosed with advanced stage colon cancer. So I've been through that phase of starting from the side effects and not really understanding why there's a lot of weight loss, why he lost 10 kilos, why there is a back pain. And even after taking medicines, it's not solving, why there's a constipation from last 2 months. And then then it's rectal bleeding, and then you go to doctor and doctor says it could be piles. So then again, you start taking it light and start taking piles medicine, and then you don't even know that it's cancer. So how do we really focus on how do we solve this problem of early diagnosis or the problem of misdiagnosis, because it happens with many people, it happened with us also. So and after that, I mean, you were fortunate that you got to know about all different forms of choices or all different forms of therapy in the beginning itself. And you could I mean, of course we all make some wrong choices in the beginning because we are not being guided properly, and it's all a very, very new field for all of us when we are being diagnosed with cancer. And that's where a proper hand holding, proper mentoring, proper guidance is required. क्योंकि पहले किसी को पता नहीं होता है कि मेरे साथ में क्या होने वाला है या फिर मेरे को कैंसर भी हो सकता है, और जब होता है तो फिर टाइम ही नहीं होता उतना कि ओके, हु इज द राइट पर्सन हु कैन गाइड मी ऑन दिस, where is my community who has been through the exact same situation and can really tell me what can be done here. And by the time you do your own research, months passes by and then you realize, okay, I should not have done this and I should have done this. So and that's the motto of us as well, where we are trying to bridge this gap, and how do we really reduce this initial phase where we do our own experiments and then ultimately making some wrong choices. How do we really shorten that gap? How do uh, we make ourselves available for a person who has been recently diagnosed, and guiding them in the initial direction. So there are so many things that needs to be done, and when I was listening to you and I was feeling like, okay, have gone through the exact same phase and similar journey. So how many more, Dimple, how many more Gurvinder has to go through that journey, and then so there's something that for us all of us to reflect on, and thanks to the virtual world where we are at least able to connect with each other, at least able to share our experiences, and helping those who are in need. But long way to go, and again coming back to you, thank you so much for sharing this and inspiring all of us, because in fact there's one more colon cancer survivor, and she also says that we asked her, Saroj, that what is your motivation, and she says that when I was diagnosed with stage 4, my 1-year-old son was my motivation, who brought me back to life. So your loved ones, your family, they can do wonders, and it's actually, I mean, more than medicine, more than anything else, it's your that healing energy, it's your bond with your loved ones, it's your support with the family, community, and many other things that comes together to heal the person. And we can see it every time in all the survivor stories. So thank you so much for.
One thing I would like to mention here, as we are saying that it's very important to keep ourselves motivated and positive. It's very important to take yourself out from the negativity as well, especially in the society. If we talk about our relatives, and there are a lot of other people who are whosoever, if you feel is not positive towards you, it is very important to discard them. Otherwise, all your journey, all your healing, that is gonna get interrupted. I have been contacted by many of the fellow warriors who, through your channel, through your platform only, who called me after knowing my journey, and after knowing that I have recently received a couple of awards. And they wanted to know, like, what is the reason you are coming up so strong after having such a crucial time in your life? Like, within 1 year, you have faced cancer, you have almost overcome it, and now you are bouncing back with the success, with the awards in your hand, and you're cheering up your success on social media, everywhere on the newspapers and stuff. So the only thing I have told them, it is very important that don't take society very seriously, because what they want to see you, they want to see you sick, right? And you are not somebody who needs to be like they want to see you. I always say that I'm not what has happened to me. I am what I choose to become. So it is very important what you choose to become. You want to become a victim, you want to become a survivor, or you want to be a thriver. So it is completely in your hands. Important to focus on positive things, yourself, your body nutrition, how it is recovering you, and what is working on your body. If you think anything is not working, just switch it off, switch to something else, and just keep going in a positive way. So that is the only thing I want to mention, because mental health is very important when it comes to the treatment, especially healing. When we talk about healing, at that time we don't need any negativity around us. And in my case, I have been fortunate that my family is straight away, they said no to many of my family members, my relatives, that please don't come to our house. If you want to have a word, please give us a call. So for 4 months, I never met anybody from my family or relatives or whosoever, who just wanted to know bleeding रुक गई है, who wanted to know अच्छा weight loss हो रहा है, अभी ठीक है, अभी ऐसा है, अभी वैसा है, treatment कैसा चल रहा है. I don't want to reply to all those things, because I want to focus on my treatment. I want to focus on positive things. Like, if they'll be coming to my house, my face is all swollen, my hands are black. If you see, it is all black. I have these marks on my hands. So they want to show their prettiness, that how pretty they want to make you feel, and I don't want that. I am strong enough. I am going through tough phase. I'm going to come out of it in a proper way, right? I don't need anybody around me. So that is only I want to mention, Dimple, that it is very important to take yourself out of negativity.
Yeah, thank you. It's very, very important. And I keep on hearing about this, who you actually get to know who are your true loved ones and well-wishers. And they really understand you. I remember when I was the caregiver, and when we were in US and we were living with one family. So कई बार ऐसे moments आते थे जहाँ पे मुझे बात करने का मन ही नहीं करता था. And though they were doing a lot for us, but then I just wanted to, be in that isolation phase. And Poonam Didi बिल्कुल समझती थी वो इस चीज को. So she would come ask me to sit outside and eat with everybody, things like that. And I was like, वो उनको एक्सप्रेशन देख के ही लग जाता था कि no, she needs some me time. एंड वो समझ जाएंगे. तो कोई अगर उस वक्त कॉल भी आती थी कि डिम्पल से बात करो, तो शी वुड से कि नहीं मैं बाद में. तो वो इतना अंडरस्टैंडिंग होता है कि हाउ यू टेक केयर ऑफ द केयर गिवर ऑल्सो एट द सेम टाइम पेशेंट ऑल्सो. सो दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बाय द अदर हैंड आई हैव ऑल्सो सीन कि कई बार पेशेंट को किसी से नहीं मिलना होता है, बट कई बार घर वाले, कोई गेस्ट आता है तो बोलते हैं हाँ हाँ वो ऊपर है, आप जाके उससे मिलाओ. बट देन आई हैड टू टेल कि नहीं, उसको अभी किसी से नहीं मिलना है, so आप प्लीज किसी को ऊपर मत भेजो. Those are the things that we all need to understand, that that time nothing else matters than their own mental health, their own space. And let's give them liberty to decide when and whom they want to meet. So yeah, there's one question from Rajendra uncle. Did you take only chemo or other treatment like radiation surgery as well?
No, surgery in my case it is not possible because I am in a metastatic stage. My major part of my liver is covered, and the lesions came to my breast as well. But luckily, with the chemotherapy, the breast lesions are completely gone, so I'm cancer free from the breast. Doctor have never prescribed suggested any of the surgery because of this thing. And in my case, luckily, the colon tumor, it has reduced, it has shrinked a lot. So I don't need surgery in that case. Liver, they can't do because major part is covered. And radiology also, I haven't undergone any of the radiology. Just the chemo, 6 cycles of chemo I have gone
Got it. Okay. And when you say it's metastasis, where all it has spread?
through. Liver and some lesions came into my breast as well, but major part of the liver was covered.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. That also answers his second question, which was there any other organ that was affected with this? Okay. So today, when we are talking, and at the same time when we look at you, as you said, nobody can say that you have stage 4 cancer. Touch wood. So how do you take care of yourself? What all you do? What are your day-to-day activities like?
As I say, your mental health is precious. You have to make sure you're taking care of that. So my daily routine starts with like early morning. I go to the Darbar. I do my meditation there, sitting just by the Sarovar because what you see, and when you listen to like God's prayers, it gives you a lot of strength. So that is my routine. I go there, then I do seva, which is a selfless work you do there. And after coming back home, just taking this wheatgrass juice I've started having from past couple of months, which has helped me a lot. It gave me a very good glow on my face. So wheatgrass juice I'm taking and aloe vera juice I'm taking. Along with that, chia seeds, taking a proper fiber bowl of fruit in the morning, which is very important, like papaya, apple, whatever, whichever fruit you like. Because in my case, doctor didn't stop me of having anything. I especially asked him, am I not supposed to have sugar? So he said, I am okay to have whatever I want to. It's just I have to control the quantity. And I'm not taking any artificial sugar because I'm not craving for sugar. I'm just taking natural sugar, like in the form of fruits or some other things. So that's all, just a regular food, home cooked regular food I'm taking, especially South Indian food, which is very nutritious, very healthy. So sometimes I cook sambar. I cook sambar. Again, I'm mentioning that yes, I'm not a person who sits on the bed whole day. It is important that you keep yourself up in daily activities. Make sure that you're doing all small things all by yourself. So whenever I feel like cooking, I make sambar, idli, dosas. I love my daughter love dosas, so I keep on cooking that for her. Then some stew, some juice, and some soups. That's what I'm taking. So just it's because it's winters here in Amritsar, all the vegetables are available. So sometimes you can have a carrot juice, sometimes you can make a soup out of it. All veggies that you can put in the sambar, lentils you can have in a different forms, pumpkin soup you can make. So all these just a regular home cooked food I'm having.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Um, Rajendra is asking because he also had colon cancer. Can you advise present position? Are you recovered totally? This question because I'm helping some stage 4 patients, so I can assure them of recovery. And Rajendra ji, मैं आपको unmute कर रही हूँ. Would love to hear directly from
Yeah.
you. Please, thank you.
Yes. No, your story is really very inspiring, and especially when you said about your daughter taking care of you, it was really very, very emotional moment. Even some tears came in my eyes also, because I have also a granddaughter. When I was detected with the cancer. She came from Australia, my son, daughter, and they were in Australia, but fortunately they came back. It may be a God's wish that they should be with me. And she was very means little, only 2 years old, but her support was excellent. See, my question was in the sense that there are 2 or 3 cancer poor patients, and they have lost their hopes. And even doctor also said that you cannot be cured because it has been spread in some other organ, something like that. So that is what I wanted to know. What is your present position? Are you 100% recovered only by chemo? And I think that will be a great thing. No doubt it differs from individual to individual, but I just wanted to know your experience. So at least that knowledge I can use for other patients.
In my case, I have recently got my PET scan done, and luckily there is just a tiny strand which is there in my colon, which is seen in there. So, according to doctor, 80 to 90% I have recovered. We are just precautionary taking the other 2 chemotherapy which is left to complete the protocol, whichever they have. And after that, they're going to keep me on chemotherapy medicines, which are they already put me on. So I'm taking double chemotherapy medicines along with the chemotherapy. So that was their protocol on my case, and which did wonders to me. That's what I would say. That I never thought that chemotherapy would do this much, because doctor was quite shocked when I went with my PET scan report. He said, yes, I expected a good result, but not this great. So I've been saying that I've been blessed by God, and that was the only reason. It is a miracle that in a couple of months only I have recovered. Like in July, I was almost and today it's December, and I'm holding a national award in my hand, and other awards and articles in the newspaper. So it's a blessing, which I would say. So only
No,
chemotherapy, nothing else.
no, that is good. I wanted to know, blessing of God is of course necessary, but there could be some physiology, that is that your cancer, as you said, it spread very fast. And similarly, because of the chemo, it has also gone down very fast. Because yours says that about 80 to 90% is recovered from chemo only. Well,
Yeah.
especially when I'm referring about my case, so I was stage 3 cancer patient, but they required me to undergo radiation as well as surgery, and then same protocol, 8 chemotherapy, so that there will not happen. So just wanted to know, because there could be a difference about the physiology of individual body, and that's why it spread fast, or it also shrunk very fast. So that is what I
It
said,
is
what is the
that
present
only.
position?
That's what doctors say. It's the age factor, because I've been quite fit in my lifestyle, and I never had any other issues in my body, like diabetes or any other problem. That could be the reason, because I have recovered quite fast. Along with that,
Okay.
like as I mentioned, I was doing some exercises and all those things, taking a proper nutrition, because he said with chemotherapy, your diet plays the most important role. In the most of the cases, people are unable to eat anything. But in my case, because they put me on steroids, I used to feel so hungry that every 2 hours I used to eat something. And when I'm eating only healthy food, that helped my body to heal even more faster. So because of that, the adverse effects of chemotherapy also were not that much. It was quite bearable.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
It
Thank you.
was wonderful talking to you, Jindaji.
Yeah.
No,
Thank
there
you.
are some cancer patients whom I am just giving them motivation or feedback. So your case is a very unique to me, because stage 3 I had to undergo lot many things. And likewise, like you, I am also very fit, because now, since 1982 I was doing yoga, pranayama, aerobic exercise for 20 years, aerobic exercise, food also very conscious, regular, and eating also very healthy food, all these things. Even then I had to undergo all this treatment. So probably it differs from individual to individual. In your case, it recovered very fast. In my case, it took about 1 year, all this procedure, and now 5 years over, because I got cancer in 2016. Now I am 100% cured, but I go for periodic follow-up, so there is nothing left. But only point is your case is very nice and unique to me, and I would like to have this recording so I can, because there are 2-3 cancer 4 patients and they have lost their hope. They say they will not survive. So
I had a word with a couple of cancer patients through this platform only. The auntie, I will not mention her name. She called me and she said, "I have completely lost my hope, and I've been keep on thinking of suiciding." And I had a word with her for 1.5 hours, and I made sure that she's completely motivated. And I shared my complete story with her, how I left. I was left with nothing. Like doctor told me that I might have just 2 months to survive. How I came out of that phase, and today I'm sitting in front of you guys and sharing my story. So after sharing everything, all my ups and downs with her, then she says she could relate everything with me, and she felt motivated. And the next day she had
yes,
chemotherapy, and she said she went on chemotherapy, and now I'm going to call her for the follow-up, like how it went and everything. So it is very, I would say it is inspiring to get connected with other fellow people to know their journey. Like in my case, there might be some symptoms which I never had, but in like I had a word with somebody from Bangalore. She also had the same colorectal cancer, and in her case, it was quite bad. And she has undergone 16 chemos, and still she has to go through chemotherapy every week. So it is quite adverse. Her this metastasis stage is quite wild. So it completely goes from a person to person. That's what
yes,
I have analyzed after being to hospital, after having worked with other cancer patients. Because it was quite surprising for me. Like I was happy, of course, but it was quite surprising for me that how come I cured
yes.
so quickly.
No,
Yeah.
one thing I tell you, recently I am reading one book, probably, I don't know, people must say, Dr. Jason Fung, The Cancer Code, a revolutionary understanding of a medical mystery. So your case is like, to me like a mystery. No doubt blessings and all these things are there, but physiologically what is happening in our body, that is what I was referring to. It's a very beautiful book. You also read it. It will be a great help, because periodically you may have to go for follow-up, maybe 3 months or 6 months. So you will know that what type of things happening in our body, probably we do not know. I never thought that I would ever have a cancer. So this is a good book, Cancer Code.
I will definitely.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rajendra ji and Govinder. Mel, would you like to share anything?
I think that's all from me. All I want to say is keep a beautiful smile on your face. Keep counting your blessings, because whatever God has blessed us, we should not complain about it, right? It is very important to count on your blessing, your family, your caregivers, because they are the one who are suffering the most. They are the one who feel helpless to see you sad. So if even if you're not feeling like, then also try and be happy for them, and keep believing in God. That is the most important thing which I have come across after having word with God. Because I don't do prayers, I have a conversation with God. So whenever I go to the Bar Sahib, I sit by the bank, by the Sarovar, and I have a word with him. Whatever problem is there in my life, even if I'm sad, and if I have to ask him that who's gonna take care of my daughter, I have been completely fighting with him. That if you're gonna take me, who's gonna take care of my daughter? How you gonna do that to me? So it is very important to get connected with whosoever, whatever belief you have, whichever God you follow. It is important to have a strong belief, a strong bond with Him, because He is the one who can do anything, who can do miracles, who can do wonders, who can take away all your sorrow, all your pain, all your illness within like a snap of a finger. That's what I see. That has happened to me. Everybody is calling me a blessed God's child, and I said yes, I have been blessed. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, Mehul, would you like to share anything?
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Gurinder. It's so amazing to listen to your story and really inspiring. I'm so glad that you spoke about some things that other people avoid talking, like alternative treatments. I'm a very big speaker about that, and because people like you need to come up and talk about their experience, then others actually learn. And most of them, I see, they try avoiding their mistakes. You do not. I do not do that. I smoked, I drank, and I had tobacco, and I had cancer. So yeah, so it's really great to hear, and I definitely will reach out to you, if I have people who want to be convinced. Maybe you are the right person in such case. So I hope you don't mind.
I'm always there for your platform.
Thank you, and all the best. And I wish I could see your daughter and say hi to her, but if she's not there, just convey our regards.
She's gonna be around anytime.
Okay, yeah, lots of love and blessings to both of you. Yeah.
I will pass it on to her. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Each one of you who have been listening me today, and I want you guys to know how blessed you are, and just keep inspiring other people, coming to this wonderful platform. And Dimple and team, what you guys are doing, it's completely commendable. Because I never had any platform when I was diagnosed, but now I know that there is a platform, and if I come across any cancer patient who have been seeking help, I straight away tell them, okay, open your phone, like this page, and contact these people, and they're gonna help you out. So it's a blessing to all the cancer patients. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot, Gurvinder. Deepak ji, would you like to share?
Yes, Gurvinder ji, you are right. Don't only believe on the doctor. In our case also, doctor, in the 2015, doctor said my wife may be survived for 2 months only maximum. And now she is alive and she is fine. You cannot believe 2015 she was a stage 4 cancer patient, and in 2016 she has traveled to the Vaishno Devi upstairs by walk.
Wow.
She has the faith in that. That's why.
Wonderful.
I
Yeah.
completely agree with you.
Thank you so much.
And keep away all the negative people from us. That is the main thing.
Very important.
In our case, we have not told to any relative. Only we told our monk that this is the thing, and he said everything will be okay. Nothing will be any sick things. And we believe in that. Give me a chanting mantra. We have chanted that mantra. We are doing prayer every day. Even in my circle, lot of people has done the mass. Many people went to masjid. Whatever they have, they can do. They have done for my wife.
Great. Thank you so
So
much.
you will be okay. Always you will be okay. Keep positive mind.
Thank you very much, Deepaji.
Very
Thank
true.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
हाय डिम्पल दी, हाय गुरविंदर जी। हाय, आपका यहाँ आपको सुनना मतलब बहुत ही एक अमेजिंग रहा मेरा ये वाला सेशन, और काफी आपने मोटिवेट किया है। और मुझे लगता है कि जो आपका वाला कैंसर है, जो इस आपके वाले कैंसर से जिसकी अभी जर्नी से गुजर रहे हैं वो लोग, उनके लिए मुझे लगता है सबसे बिगेस्ट आपने आज एक होप दिखा दिया है उन्हें, कि उससे ज्यादा कुछ और मैं बोलूंगी नहीं। लेकिन आपकी कुछ बातें मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी। वो ये था, एक तो सबसे पहले मैं कहना चाहूंगी आपकी बेटी जो है वो एक एंजल का रूप ही लेकर आई है आपकी लाइफ में। सेकेंड थिंग ये है कि कितने लोग आज के टाइम पे जो ऑल्टरनेटिव्स के पीछे भागते हैं, मतलब आपने आज इतना क्लैरिफिकेशन इतना अच्छे से बोला कि आप भी गए हैं, एक एजुकेटेड पर्सन जा रहा है पीछे उसके, फिर भी उसे पता चल गया है कि उसमें कुछ होप नहीं है, क्योंकि उसमें हम हमारा वेस्ट कर रहे हैं और यहाँ हमारा कैंसर बढ़ रहा है। तो ये चीज आपने बहुत अच्छी बताई है लोगों को, क्योंकि लोग इसी के पीछे ज्यादा भाग रहे हैं आज के टाइम पे। और लास्ट मुझे बहुत इंस्पायर किया है, अभी मैं वापस, मेरा रिकरेंस केस है, मेरा पहले ब्रेस्ट में था, अभी 4 साल में मुझे ओवरीज में आ गया है, तो अभी मेरा सारा सर्जरी हो गया, कीमोथेरेपी पे हूँ मैं वापस से, बट अभी मेरा 14 कीमो हो गया है। तो आज आपके हेयर्स को देख के, मेरे भी इस बार लकीली हेयर्स नहीं गए, बट मेरी स्किन ना बहुत कभी यहाँ पर्स वाली ऐसे पिंपल्स मुझे बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, मुझे बहुत इरिटेट कर देते कई बार। तो मुझे यही लग रहा है कि आज मैं डिम्पल दी से आपका नंबर जरूर लूंगी और आपकी डाइट पूछूंगी कि स्माइल तो
Anytime,
मैं भी
anytime.
करती हूँ हमेशा, मिरेकल्स में मैं भी बहुत बिलीव करती हूँ। जैसे आप बता रहे हो ये सब चीजें हम नहीं करते, हमारी बॉडी पे सारे मिरेकल्स ही हो रहे हैं, सारा ब्लेसिंग्स का ही असर है कि जो भी आप आज अगर
हमारे
यहाँ
जो
बैठे हैं
स्टार्स
तो वो
है ना,
ब्लेसिंग्स ही है।
मैं कहती हूँ हमारे जो स्टार्स हैं वो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है क्योंकि हमने वो अर्न किए हैं। ऐसे हर किसी को नहीं मिलते, दीज आर ब्रेवरी स्टार्स। तो मैं हर
करेक्ट।
किसी को जाती, मैं इसको कभी छुपाती
मेरे
नहीं हूँ।
पास
आई
भी
हैव
बहुत
लॉट
स्कार्स है, मैं
ऑफ
हमेशा बोलती हूँ स्कार्स आर मोर ब्यूटीफुल देन ब्यूटी।
more beautiful. So इस चीज को बस हमेशा, I wish you all the success and all the healing power comes to you and आप बहुत जल्दी ठीक हो जाए। एंड ये ब्यूटीफुल स्माइल हमेशा अपने चेहरे पर रखना क्योंकि बहुत
सेम टू
लोगों
यू।
को ये हेल्प करेंगे, बहुत
थैंक
लोगों
यू
को
सो
हेल्प
मच,
करेंगे।
थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, Neha. Pleasure seeing you again. And I was just telling Anuradha aunty today I met her. और मैं उन्हें वही बता रही थी कि कितनी ज्यादा बहादुर है, ब्रेव है, और उसकी स्माइल, in spite of going through all the difficult times you are going through, your smile and your courage is just commendable. Thank you so much for being an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly see. I guess my daughter is here. She will quickly say hi to all of you.
Yeah,
Let me just quickly
sure.
see if she's there. Angie, come. Come. Everybody wants to meet you. Are you going to say hi to everyone? Come sit down here. There you are. Say hi to everyone.
She looks like you. Hi.
She's a carbon copy.
Yeah, she is. What's your name?
What's your name?
Gunur Kaur.
What's your name?
Gulnoor. Gulnoor.
Wow, okay, such a lovely name. We wanted to see you.
How are you?
Okay, I think probably when she was putting the headphone, she pressed and it ended the call. She'll join back. Great. Sonia, how are you coping up with the treatment? Sorry, just a second. Yeah, Neha.
हाँ जी दी, हाँ जी।
ट्रीटमेंट अभी कैसे चल रहा है?
मेरा ट्रीटमेंट अच्छा चल रहा है दीदी, बस मेरे प्लेटलेट्स बहुत डाउन हो रहे हैं। लास्ट अभी मेरा अभी 60,000 पे आ गया था, अभी आज फिर टेस्ट हुआ है 72 आ रहा है। और वही मुझे लग रहा है कि इस बार कीमो मेरा फिर से एक्सटेंड कर देंगे।
ओके, या
थोड़ा ये प्लेटलेट्स का मुझे थोड़ा सा इस पे वर्क करना पड़ रहेगा। मुझे पता करना है क्या चीज करूं मैं और ज्यादा इफेक्टिव रहे।
देखो जो भी कर सकते हो ना उसके लिए, एंड अपना विल पावर हमेशा ऐसे ही बना के रखना। प्लेटलेट्स तो बढ़ ही जाएगी।
Hey, good.
थैंक
Hey,
यू
good
दी।
to see who's come to meet you.
Wow, okay. So
This
lovely.
guy.
Yeah, thank you. Lovely. Yeah, so Gurvinder, we have two questions here. One is, have you tried targeted therapy instead of chemo? Yeah. So, आपने targeted therapy नहीं try किया, right? Or did you?
It's a targeted drug which doctor has, which I've said, na, Bevitas. It's a targeted drug. So I'm not taking just the normal chemotherapy. Along with the chemotherapy, it's a targeted treatment which they are doing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And another question.
They call it boosters basically in their terms. So there are some boosters which increase the result of the result of chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got it. Okay.
yeah, that's what they said. The 15 to 20% it increases. In my case, it did wonders. So I'm quite happy with the results.
Great. And Neha, for you, Rajendra ji has written, I was given Nukai injection before chemo for platelets and white cells. So I'm sure you'll be aware of it. That's great. And there was one more question from, just a second. Yeah, from Sarvanan. Any suggestions to avoid recurrence? I'm a stage 3 survivor from UK. So Gurvinder,
Honestly, I have no idea about the reactions since it's the first time I've been diagnosed, but I have been advised by my doctor to avoid recurrence. I have to keep a healthy lifestyle, proper exercise, and proper diet. That's what he said, that if I keep on doing that, luckily there'll be no reactions. But to be honest, we can't say that in how, like, when we were diagnosed, we were not sure about it, like why it happened to us. And reoccurrences, in my case, I believe it is the same thing. I don't know when it's gonna hit back again. and I am mentally prepared. Even I was mentally prepared to get bald when I started with the chemotherapy. That's why I donated my hair, about 18 inches, 13 to 14 inches of my hair. So you have to be, it is something you have to be mentally prepared all the time. Now we don't know when it's going to hit us back, but we have to be mentally prepared that yes, whenever it will hit us back, we have to be sure that we are strong enough to face it.
Right, right, right. Yeah, also to avoid recurrence, I mean, as Mehul has also shared that, we need to follow the healthy, right lifestyle because the one warning is already been given. So, उसके लिए एक healthy lifestyle maintain करना, eating well, eating the right things, right time, physical activity, managing your stress, not thinking every time about recurrence because कई बार power of attraction भी होता है and then your subconscious mind starts thinking about it. Hence, it's best to not think about it, but then always situations is not in our control. Hence, what we can do is to follow what is in our control, to follow the best practices, so that whenever the thought comes of recurrence, we can tell, okay, I'm doing my best to avoid it. There's nothing else that can be done in this. I'm doing regular follow-ups, proper scan, checks, all I'm doing. I'm also doing regular good lifestyle. So there's nothing else that I can do at this time. Hence, recurrence will not happen to me. सो बट जो भी आप चीजें पहले कर रहे थे जब आपको कैंसर था और आपको पता चला था कि क्या क्या चीजें आपके लिए एंटी कैंसर है और वो जरूरी है, वो चीजों को ही आप कंटिन्यू रखिए एंड स्पेशली फॉर नेक्स्ट 5 years इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट टू कंटिन्यू लाइक दैट. कई बार मैंने देखा है कि हाँ ट्रीटमेंट के बाद में मैक्सिमम पीपल गेट लीनियंट एंड कि ओके बिकॉज दैट 1 year itself इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट और उसको फिर 5 साल तक करना इज इवन मोर चैलेंजिंग. और अभी तो ट्रीटमेंट भी खत्म हो गया बट इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट टू डू दैट तपस्या फॉर नेक्स्ट 5 years मोर. And because uske baad mein there is no evidence of disease and you're technically cancer free. So meditation, like Rajat has written, exercise, sleeping well, moving more is a part of exercise, managing stress, sharing your thoughts, your things with your community or anybody you feel close with, and many other things that somebody can do. So can share a document on that, some guidelines, basic guidelines that brings us on the path of healthy lifestyle. So great. And lastly, Gurvinder, would love to hear from you any one line that you want to share with everybody.
Like you just mentioned about the lifestyle and thing, I want to add on to it that portion control is very important. What happens with us is being, especially if I talk about myself, being a foodie, whatever comes in my hand and whatever is being cooked, I used to overeat that. Like if rajma chawal and chole chawal or anything like that is being cooked at home, so usually हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग overeat कर जाते हैं, and that is very important. What doctor has told me to make a proportion control. Like if you're taking a one bowl, you have to have a balanced diet. One bowl of rice, chapati, veggies, and salad, and any prebiotic. It could be curd, it could be lassi, it could be anything. It is very important to have a balanced diet. And rest everything Dimple has covered. It is very important to have proper exercise and things. I want to add on to that is accept yourself. That is the best thing, best advice which I could ever give to any of the cancer patient, any warrior, any survivor. Accept yourself, accept it that yes, this is a disease, this is a problem, and I am going to come out of it. Usually what happens is if we keep on blaming, why me? Because I have been called by so many people, and the only problem which I felt they have is they were keep cursing themselves that why it happened to me. I'm so young, I have small kids. Why me? Why it happened to me? There are a lot of other people who eat junk food. It never happened to them. Why it happened to me? So stop cursing and stop blaming God for it and other people around for it. If the problem is there, think about the solution. Don't think about the problem. If you keep on thinking about the problem, cancer, there's a can it. Focus on can. Don't focus on cancer. Right? You can do it. You can come out of it. You can survive. You can thrive. You can be fit. It is very important to focus on can. Rest, everything is gonna be fine. That's all from me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, your wonderful tips that you shared. It was real pleasure hosting you here on this platform and listening to your journey, a live example of all the struggles, all the challenges, and all the victories that you all go through. And thank you everybody for adding on to her journey and also asking questions that we all mostly face all the time. And we pray and wish that everybody gets healing, everybody gets cured, and most importantly, we all get the quality of life and happiness that we all deserve. So thank you so much for being here and being an inspiration to everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all again in next Healing Circle Talks on Saturday. Yeah.
Thank you. Pleasure is
Thank
all
you.
mine. Thank you very much
Bye.
for joining. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Bye.